We're the Kansas Cougars, your 2015 XFL champions, and you're watching Major League Minor.
Welcome to Major League Minor. It's opening weekend for the XFL, and we're going to dive right into the matchups this week. So game one, this is actually going to be an interleague matchup, if you will, and I love these. I love seeing leagues playing another league and just seeing how they match up. So the first game is going to be the Kansas City Marshals traveling all the way to Wichita to face off against the Kansas Cougars. Now this game is going to be played at Rose Hill High School Stadium. Kickoff is at 4:30. Now, the Kansas City Marshals, they come all the way from the AAFL, or the American Adult Football League, and they'll be driving a little bit of distance. So, of course, this one I think is going to be a blowout again. So, Kansas City, I'm going to give them a 14-point favorite. Now, getting into the XFL matchups, Game 2 is going to be the Northern Oklahoma Bulldogs traveling all the way from Ponca City to Oklahoma City, and it looks like this is going to be a fun game. Of course, you have a team last year that didn't finish so well but looks to be rebuilding against a brand new team that honestly I think is going to be halfway decent from what I've seen so far. This game's going to be played at Washington Park. Now this one is a little different. This is going to be located at Northeast 4th and North High Street, or High Avenue if you will, in Oklahoma City. It's going to be close to downtown, so if you take Reno and just keep following it, you should be able to find it. Now this game is going to be scheduled at a 2 o'clock kickoff, and I give this one a 3-point advantage, again, to the Oklahoma City Bulls. Now Game 3, this is going to be a fun one also. The brand new Yukon Bobcats are going to be facing off against the Oklahoma Chargers. Again, this one's going to be played at Okmulgee High School at 3 o'clock, and again, a 7-point, there we go, 7-point favorite for the Oklahoma City, or the Oklahoma Chargers, and that's my lock of the week. Now, getting into the game of the week, my game of the week anyway, this is going to be another great fun matchup. Now, here's a little backstory of what's going on. Originally, it was supposed to be against the Rose Hill Zombies against the Oklahoma Monarchs. However, there's been a little bit of change here. So the Wichita Assassins and the Rose Hill Zombies decided to merge, and they created the Wichita Zombie Assassins. Both owners are going to be co-owners, both head coaches are going to be co-head coaches, so they just basically merged the two teams together to make a, I guess you want to call it a super team. So here we are. So the Wichita Zombie Assassins versus the Oklahoma Monarchs, and this is going to be played at LaFortune Stadium in Tulsa. I used to play on that field, actually improved since the days that I was playing to a turf. It's a beautiful field. If you're in the Tulsa area and you're not playing and you want to catch a good matchup, I think this is the one to go watch. It'll definitely be worth your money and entertainment value for sure. It's going to be kickoff at 2 p.m. And again, I'm going to give this one a 3-point advantage, home field advantage to the Monarchs for this first game. Now, we're going to talk about the WXFL. That one, of course, the whole schedule had to get revamped. One of the teams unfortunately dropped out, but Mike Hilbert was actually able to pick up another team in its place, so they still have 5 teams in the league. However, it is not going to be kicking off this week. Instead, the kickoff week is going to be next week on the 12th. So let's go ahead and cover that real quick. So we had to completely revamp all the whole works, and we talked about it last week, so just throw that out the door. Anyway, so here we go with the revamped schedule. Week 1, March 12th. The first game is going to be the Enid and Lady Enforcers against the Kansas Lady Cougars. Now, they have not listed a kickoff time, but this, of course, will be at the Rose Hill High School Stadium. We'll find out a little bit more information. We'll post up on Major League Minor and also the Southwest Sports page. This one's going to be too close to call. I don't know anything about these two. I haven't seen any preseason, and honestly, these are two brand new teams, so I'm going to give it a 3-point advantage for the Kansas Lady Cougars playing at home. Now, game 2 is going to be the Northern Oklahoma Extreme against the Oklahoma City Force. Game of the week for sure, because these two went at it head-to-head last year. Of course, they were the only two teams in the league last year, but this is going to be a championship matchup, and I think I'm going to give this one a 3-point advantage to the Force. Now, they're playing at Alcott Middle School, which is down in Norman, of course, and that is the home for the Oklahoma City Lady Force. I give this one a 3-point advantage, and we'll just have to see how everything goes. Now, coming right back, we're going to talk about the CFL matchups for this week for a preseason game, and of course, we'll talk a little bit about next week and see how things are going to pan out. And of course, the Oklahoma City Bounty Hunters in their brand new league, in a spring league, but it's still AAA. They're going to be playing in Arkansas. We're going to talk a little bit about that right after this.
Hi, I'm Gil Fulbright. The people that run my campaign, they've made this commercial, and I'm in it. This campaign, it's not about me. It's about crafting a version of me that'll appeal to you. A version that visits random work sites with paid actors pointing at things. A version of me that doesn't find old people loathsome or pointless. Has a conventionally attractive yet curiously still family. Listening to my constituents, legislating, these are things I don't do. What I do is spend about 70% of my time raising funds for re-election. I'd do anything to stay in office. My name's Gil Fulbright, but hell, I'll change my name to Phil Goldbright or Bill Fulbright or fill up my mouth with farts. These are the things that are important to me. And these are the fine people that finance my campaign. Now, in order to do these things, I have to stay in office. And to stay in office, I have to keep these guys happy. Now, if any of these things make these guys unhappy, well, my hands are tied. So come November, the choice is clear. Do you want another spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? Or a spineless mouthpiece for special interest and lobbyists? I'm Philip my mouth with farts, and I approve this message.
And we're back. Now we're going to talk a little bit about this week for the CFL. Now this is a preseason game that's going to be happening. Unfortunately, I was hoping for some sort of huge matchup between interleagues or what have you not for this opening week, but it is what it is, and it's perfectly fine. The CFL has so many teams this year that they really didn't need to do that, and honestly, there's going to be some stiff competition. They probably didn't want to get into that this year anyway. So, here we go, preseason game. Of course, these are two competitors in the same league, but you have one that's in the DCFL and the regular CFL. The Enid Enforcers are going to be traveling all the way to Arkansas to face against the Arkansas Tornadoes. Now, this game is going to be played in Yellville, Arkansas. And if you want to yell really loud after you do so, go right ahead, have fun. Anyway, so this is going to be played at Yellville, Arkansas. 6 p.m. is going to be the kickoff time. And of course, this one, I think is going to be a blowout. 21-point favorite to the Enid Enforcers. Don't let me down. And moving right along, let's go ahead and talk about the Oklahoma City Bounty Hunters. Now, this is opening week, week 1 for the Oklahoma City Bounty Hunters in their brand new league, the APDFL. So they're going to be traveling all the way to the Cabot Bucks, which is located in North Little Rock, Arkansas. This game's going to be played at 1:30 for the kickoff at Vessel Park. That's at 1601 West 13th Street for all those in Arkansas that want to go watch, well, the Bounty Hunters, basically. This is going to be a blowout. I'm giving the Oklahoma City Bounty Hunters a 21-point favorite. There's nothing more. They'll probably end up winning like 50-0 or 75-0, something ridiculous like that. But at least you'll be able to go see the Bounty Hunters play and see how they're going to match up with some of the other teams in that league, since they're the farthest west, so everything is going to be heading east anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up for this week, folks, and we're going to talk a little bit more throughout the weeks again with the CFL, see how we did with the XFL. If you go to our website, www.majorleagueminor.com, you'll be able to catch up on all the league schedules, all the scores, so on and so forth. All the information central, if you will, is on that website. Now I want to talk a little bit about the CFL in regards to the Major League Minor Network and the Northwest Arkansas Battle. I'm proud to announce a collaboration between the two parties, and that way we can actually pick up their live feed for their streaming along with yours truly. It's a win-win combination in my book, and also will add to the element whenever we start airing some of the other teams. Hint, hint for the other teams out there who actually want to have live streams. We can have double headers and sometimes even 3 games in one day. That way for you as the viewer, fan, consumer can actually see a lot more football. If you visit our website, www.majorleagueminor.com, you can actually see a lot of the content that's going to be brought forth in some of the broadcast, along with scores, schedules, a little bit of background and news. In the meantime, I am Chris Dotson. We're going to be signing off today. But again, visit our website, www.majorleagueminor.com, to see a lot of the content. We'd love to start streaming games here for some of the teams, and we're in discussion with a couple of the other teams right now in the CFL. Anyway, so join me next week, and until then, go watch some football.